Gonna be reviewing this this thing, and then hopefully my comments make sense. Okay, I'll be mostly focusing on team fights because that's, I think, where we went wrong. Alright, so this is our first team fight, right? The one by Dragon. We were gonna get Dragon. I was backing because I had 3,000 gold, and I said so. So see, we have me with 3,000 and Jessica with 2,000, and we decide to go in on this. So let's take a look. Speed this up for a second. Okay, so Gangplank comes around here, starts getting our pink. We think, okay, well, this is cool. We can kill him, right? Okay, so we get some poke down. Alright, so here's where it goes wrong. We have 5 people. Bane's coming up down here, and we catch Ari. And then our 2 tanks come down here after Brom's ulti and try to face off against 4, while 3, our damage dealers, go along the outside. And then we start backing off because we're taking crazy damage from the initial burst. And rather than go in, we all back off, and Cassie comes along the backside and gives up a bounty. And then Kale's, for some reason, walking back in, probably just try to save Cassidon. And then she gets split at the Rune King. Braum saves her, and we get out here. So, basically in that fight, we split up with the damage dealers going after one person after a great bomb ulti, rather than fighting the squishies. And I wanted to point out before that we were 5k gold ahead, so we had a pretty substantial lead that we really, I don't know, we shouldn't have lost that. But if you remember, I said we had 3,000 on Lucian and 2,000 on Braum before that fight, and we were that wasn't cashed in for items. So as far as items in that fight, we were even, but we chose to fight anyway in their jungle. So that was a very aggressive play by us that was poorly thought out. We kind of got a catch on Ari, and then everybody decided to go in, and again, split up. Alright, so we got Vayne with 1 kill and 4 deaths. Substantial CS lead for Lucian. Cassidon has 8 kills and a substantial lead over Ari. Dan, not so much, but you know, it's Cho'Gath. Gale's doing pretty well too. And Braum's doing great, 11 assists. So at this point in the game, we're way ahead, and right now we're in their jungle, and I'm not sure why. We're not really accomplishing anything. So we just blew, I think, 2 ultis, and I'm still down here. We only have vision on Gangplank, and then look, there are 3 squishies come up and kill our frontline Jessica. While Cho's running away, Janna ults everybody back in, and we all just die. So this was a case, it looks like, fighting when we don't have enough vision, and also fighting without our AD carry. Ooh, man, I'm glad that missed me. Okay, I'm almost positive we both get away. They chase a really long way though. And I think we lose mid-turret off of this. So see, right now, after 2 team fights that went terribly for us, like no kills, they're about 1,000 behind us. Probably, yeah, about 500 with that turret. So that fight went from here, or it started in this bush with people just trying to get somebody that was caught out on their team. But we don't have any of this thwarted. Oh, sorry, we don't have any of this. Oh, I can't ping while the game's paused. Don't have any of this thwarted here. So we don't know where they are. They were not on the map at all. And so we then follow into this corridor and basically get owned by a good Janna ult and using all of our ults on the person that was caught out. And again, Lucian wasn't there. So that was poor. Okay, so now we try to get Aatrox, very, very stupidly by me, and I get caught, so Kassadin just got the back line, which was great, and I'm back here, almost dead, and Brahms gets a good ult. We should be able to finish this, I think, unless he flashes over the wall. Okay, great, great. So now, I forget what we do. Maybe you get mid? Try to get mid? Yeah, so at this point, Aatrox and Vayne are up. So we can't really siege mid, especially with Kayle top. Didn't proc the stun. Oh well. So Kassadin went bottom. Kayle is top, and we go catch up to Kayle, take this turret. And at this point, we were playing a good team game, or well, not team fight, but other than that, we've got all of their outer turrets, and we still have 3 outer turrets, or 3 non-inhibitor turrets up. So even though the gold's only about 2k apart, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so here comes a team fight. So we see Ahri mid, and we see 4 here. Okay, so we've got Kassadin in the front. Dan's doing wolves over here. I think I yell for us to group up. And let's watch how this goes. So we haven't swept this, so I'm gonna guess they have vision. So I get hit with that, start backing up because I know I have to get behind the tanks. Cho gets Ahri queued. Alright, they've blown quite a bit on our front line, which is great. But for now, we're doing almost no damage. And then when we do, we get Aatrox down, which is good. But whoever this is, crazy roll. Oh, Gangplank. Gangplank at this point is 3, 1, and 4 with an Iceborne Gauntlet, which gives him a crap ton of armor, Banshee's Veil, which gives him a crap ton of magic resist, Merc Treads, which gives him MR, and Warden's Mail, which gives him a shitload of armor. So he is a crazy, crazy tank at 27 minutes. Okay, so Dan and Jessica got kind of blown up by the initial burst, which as a tank is their job. So Ethan looks like he's ulting in. Okay, our tanks are dead. Our auto attackers are still in the back doing damage, which is great. We get Gangplank near low, Janna shields him, and then Ahri wrecks our face, all while Vayne is auto attacking us. And at this point, we really just have to run because there's nothing that we can do, and we just kind of all die. Okay, and then you two need to run as fast as possible. And I believe Mike might die, but Ethan gets away, I think. They had to blow it all. Okay, let's take a look at that again to see what we could have done better. Okay, so we're getting the turret. We see that Ahri's coming up from bottom. I call for a catch. But they know Ethan's there, because he just poked them. So at this point, I think we should have probably run. Okay, we're going to pause and look at items. So Cho'Gath has Frozen Heart and Rod of Ages. Kale's got a jungle item and Nashor's Tooth. Ethan's got Rod of Ages, Iceborne Gauntlet. He's actually relatively tanky. And then Brahm's got Face of the Mountain, which gives him health, but no resistances. And Giant's Belt, which again gives him health, but no resistances. And then he's got some Burn Treads, which is good. So our tank line is not as tanky at all as them, especially if you consider Aatrox's sort of fake lifesteal burst, or fake lifesteal tankiness. So you'll see that Aatrox shoots his Q over, knows he's hit us. Janna also does it. Ari gets a good charm. Gangplank goes face first like he should. Dan's just getting blown up. He has no MR. So Ari just shits on him. And we blow up Aatrox. But if we pause, Aatrox doesn't do much damage right now. He's in the front and is squishy, so probably good to blow him up. But they're playing really well. Like, they have their back line back here, still doing damage. Janna protecting their back line, and then their tanks in the front. So their positioning is great. Ours is pretty great too, actually. But our tank line is really squishy right now. Our tank line has little resistances. Dan, no MR versus Ari. And Jessica, just pretty much straight health, except for some MR on her Burn Treads. So they get blown up, and we can only get Aatrox during this. So let's see what happens. So I do the culling, which was probably not the best idea. Aatrox is back up at this point, so right now it's a 3v4. Ooh, man, Kale's doing a shitload of damage. And then Kassadin does damage, but just can't finish it at all because they're all up. Okay, one more time. I think I may have figured it out. Okay, so we're gonna look at Kale. Everybody's bouncing up. Okay, Kale's right here. So, Kale. Vulnerability's Dan. That's good. Looks like he Q's Aatrox. Starts walking forward. Not sure why. Starts to hit the back line. Janna ults her back. And right now she's backing up to try to reposition Q. And now she starts doing more auto attacks. Her auto attacks are just doing shitloads of damage. But unfortunately there was a period of time in that fight where she was trying to get to the back line. But just couldn't because of partly Janna, and partly because she was really she had to blow her ult on Cho, so she was pretty squishy and could not use it on herself to get to the back line, which I don't know if that would have been a good idea either. So basically, I think the takeaway from this fight is that their tank line is much, much, much more formidable. They've got Gangplank and Aatrox's faux tankiness matched up with our armor and a little tiny bit of MR. So I think we should not have fought there. We should have been looking at items and realized that they were closer ahead. I think since I realized that we had all of their turrets, I thought we were quite ahead, but we had just lost 2 fights. So before the fight, I think we were probably 3k ahead or something. But I don't know. Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and play. Okay, so we all spawn back up. Scare them off. So right now, I want to point out that we have a ward there, pink ward there, and 2 wards over here, which is good. But bottom side's pretty barren. We did just fight, so that's kind of excusable. Our ward's probably expired. We weren't down there, so it wasn't too terribly important. So it's red. Our 2 tanks are pushing mid. Cassidon's split pushing top. Okay, so we get that. So right now, we're a little hampered by the fact that bottom's up. We have to go defend that. So I try to catch Janna out, probably a little aggressive, because they could have just jumped on me there. Okay, we call for Dragon, but we have no vision on anything. And turns out they had just gotten it. Okay, so Kale gets blue. We go bottom to clean. Ethan's getting there. Ethan is out without wards, but he's Cassidon, so he had that ward. That's good, but he needs to run, which I think he knows. Ooh, I think he's gonna try to blow up Janna. Oh, good call, Ethan, not going. Oh man, that must have been hard. Okay, so we know that Aatrox and Janna are here-ish. Okay, so we know Aatrox and Janna are here. Ari was over here. And we're marching up to mid. Sorry. Okay, so if we had been paying attention, we would have known where they were. So I get pretty massively caught here. Gangplank starts diving me. Or Aatrox starts diving me. Gangplank starts diving me. Cassidon. Okay, Cassidon's coming up here because we got caught in the jungle. Vayne gets way forward. We should have turned and basically just killed her. Mike gets CC'd. I'm hitting Gangplank, and I don't have Last Whisper yet, so that's pretty foolish. Okay, now we turn on them over here while Cassidon's trying to get the back line. And then Mike's leaving because he's low on health. Cho started to leave, but didn't. We get 2 good ones in a binding thing. Not a binding thing. So, make this flash. Okay, and then it's me against 4 with Braum right there. Not sure why I'm doing that. I should have run a long time ago. I think I thought that we could kill them. But I'm our only source of damage there. And there's 4 of them. So that's really not good. And gotta kill it. Oh, I think I pick up 2 kills. This dude is sheer, I don't know, luck. Yep, and then Ari's gonna auto attack me to death. What a terrible, terrible death. Oh, okay. Vayne comes and kills us. Alright, and then I think she cleans up too. Braum has to do a splash to get away from that fight. Okay, so what happened that fight? Jessica, no. Okay, good. Kale, no. Okay, good. Okay, so gonna rewind. Okay, so we're back at the start. So remember, Lucian, Cho, and Braum were bottom, and coming up to mid. We said we're coming up to mid. We didn't know at the time where they were. We thought maybe they were up here after looking at the replay, of course. And so we kind of get caught in the jungle, and Cassidon's way over here because he knows people are over here. 1 sec, there's a bug. Got him. Okay, so Cassidon's way away from this fight, and we get caught in the jungle and kind of engage. So let's watch what happens. So after this initial engage, we kind of back off into this back corridor here. And I culling really early again. Not great at all. So Cassidon's back here trying to get to the back line, which is great. But they have a Janna, so Janna's kind of screwing him over. And right now, we kind of all back up. Cassidon got zoned out. Vayne's coming this way. Okay, and now Vayne's 7 and 4, which is really, really not good because Vayne is a good champion. Snowballs very hard. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fast forward. Okay, so right now we only have, we have bottom jungle really well warded, as we were going through there, and we have our 2 pinks here. So I go bottom, because you know bottom turret is still up. Which is both good and really, really bad because you have to keep continuing to save it. Probably would have been better just to let it fall so we didn't have to keep walking back. Okay, so we see this play. Okay, so we see these 2 people mid here, and we see Aatrox backing here. So they kill these minions, and we think, okay, we can take Aatrox now. But it seems like they are walking down this way. And we see Janna comes, and we wait for Aatrox's passive. We definitely should have run. This was again a vision problem. We didn't have basically this whole part here warded. We kind of need a ward like right here-ish if we were going to be in their jungle at all. Before we try picks like that, we really need to figure out where they are. We keep getting punished for this. We go in for fights or walk through their jungle, and we just die because we're not together for a fight, and they are. They're grouping really well. Okay, so let's fast forward. We think they go to Baron. We do. So they have a pink, which was really good by them, and they keep killing our wards. So goes in slightly behind. And then Braum jumps in after him, which was curious. Jessica kept yelling, "Oh god, no, I didn't want to do that." So, just, you know, things. And then Lucian's doing the culling from the sides, not really thinking that Aatrox could jump over the wall. It looks like, I guess I'm trying to get auto attacks over the wall. End up clicking on the word. So right now, everybody's dead, and I know, okay, well, I gotta run. Aatrox is coming over the wall, the rest are coming around here, and I'm just kind of screwed now. So Cho comes back to try to save me. Both good and bad. I don't know that he would have gotten away. So they might have gotten both of us. So Ethan comes, turns around on Ari, which was good, and then we blow her up, which was good, because I was gonna die. But I think Ethan probably dies from this, which was really not good.
Your team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, but he's casted it, so probably not, because, you know, casted it. Okay, so casted it gets away. I remember this. Okay, and then they're kind of just fucking around in our base. I think they end up getting top turret for this and mid turret. So we fought them at Baron, sort of 3.5 to 5, with 2 people jumping in, 1 person going around, and 1 person shooting over the wall. We needed a clearer call. I think the call probably should have been don't go in, because our base was being, I don't know, hard to tell at the time, but just really poor play by us. And Ethan going really hard. Whoops. Go back. Ethan's going really hard on Vayne here, which I like. But the 2 people from top have come down. So Kale's ult goes on Cassidon. Great. That's great. And then we fight this. And I use the culling again. I fucking love that skill, I guess. And then we're chasing 2 kills individually while bottom's going down and top's slightly going down. So we're chasing these kills, kind of, but we weren't really ever going to get them. Like, Ari and Donna are both very, very mobile champions, so we should have just let them go, probably. Looks like Dragon's up, though of course we don't know because we don't have deep wards because we got pushed back. So would have been good to check it, probably, right after that fight. We can just cheat. Yeah, so it would have been up. Okay, so camps. Cassidon farms blue. Trying to get some wards down. That's really good. Cassidon goes into an extremely dark jungle. We have no wards on that side of the map at all. Right now we see that 3 are mid, but there's nothing to be accomplished in this jungle, really, except for get a pick. But we're not really in the position to get anything off of that pick. And then he also, Cassidon draws Kale into there with him, who does not have the mobility that Kale does. Or sorry, that Cassidon does, so can't get out. Curious play. I'm not sure what we would have done else otherwise. Probably just farmed, because they have Baron right now. Or some of them have Baron. 2 of them have Baron. Okay, so I think we just farm up, probably. So we see that they're in that jungle, and then we yell at him not to go in, and Mike goes in. Slightly. And then we all go bottom. Let's see how this fight goes. So we know Aatrox is off to the side. Cassidon's off to the side, trying to get a pick on their back line. We don't know where Vayne is right now. Okay. So Ari was way out in front. Ethan smartly tries to punish her for that. I go in, start to kill Gangplank, because I believe I have a last for 9 now. And then we all crush on Aatrox, which is great. Still don't know where Vayne is. I'd like to see the word drop into this bush. Aatrox goes. Jess and I try to follow, don't get him. Cassidon's just wrecking face down here. Okay, so Aatrox is over here. Vayne just showed her face. Excellent Gale ult. And we kind of overcommit for that, but I'm okay with that. Not the end of the world. Okay, so we can see that our minions are up here, and we make the decision to push. I know from experience, due to how this call turned out, that this is a bad idea. We're going to end up getting to this turret, and I guess I thought that we could tank it. But Ari's going to be up at 24. Jonna's going to be up at 30. Trox and Gangplank, who are nothing to sneeze at to try to stop us from getting this turret. So us 4 are at high health, which is good. So right now, we've got 15 on Ari. We either need to dive this turret and take it, or run. And obviously this is my fault as a shot caller. But you can see that our minions aren't even kind of here yet. And I think we kill this wave, and then we stick around waiting for our minions. By the time the minions get here, it's we're not going to be able to do anything because Ari and Janna are up, and then Vayne comes pretty soon after. So we get chased through here. So okay, so they chase us. Unfortunately, she gets slowed. We try to turn around, I guess, slow them down so that someone else can escape. Mike uses his ult on himself. So, we kind of called, I think I called for a disengage here, but that doesn't seem to have been possible. Because they have just a lot of CC. So I think what we should have done there was turn around and fight them. Because Vayne was still dead by the time they caught us in that jungle. So we might have possibly been able to kill them, but I don't believe Cass was with us at that time. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, so Cass is coming down. We need to either, at this point, decide to fight or decide to run. Completely disengage. And we kind of... Ethan goes in when all of us have backed off. And then I try to get a squishy target. She gets away because she's Ari. Tank goes on us. Janna to back up. Ari comes around and Vayne and Janna, and we're just kind of dead. So Vayne's just really cleaning up in these fights. She's 11 and 6 right now with Blade of the Rune King, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, Infinity Edge. Those are just some really, really crazy items. Okay, so I'll pass forward to this. I take our turret, lose 2 people, and they go to Baron, I believe.
Inhibitor has been destroyed.
Kale cleans. We need to get some sight on Baron, but Kale does not have any wards on her. So Kale exits base with 140 gold. That's 2 wards, pretty much. And she's got an open item slot. We really need wards. Our ward control is pretty terrible. So, Mike, buy wards. So we need one on Baron, but we don't have that. Let's see what happens to Mike. I think he goes... So gets red, even though they could be taking Baron right now. Walks, face checks. Ooh, that was scary. So, Kassadin and Lucian are clearing mid. We've seen 2 top. No gangplanks here. They're probably going to go for Baron. Okay, so they're doing Baron. We run over, which is the right thing to do, but our jungle is very, very dark. We don't have any wards. So, let's take a look at this. Cho needs to buy wards. Got 2 slots. Kale needs to buy wards. Got 2 slots. Ethan, full items pretty much. Seekers. Jessica, full items. Me, full items. But I've upgraded my stealth totem because I had enough money. We really need more wards. I'm not sure how to do that. Maybe upgrade, or well, these 2 should buy wards, and maybe Ethan should upgrade his trinket. I don't know. Currently he has enough gold, but I don't know if he did it at when he was backing. Probably not. So they start Baron, and then, which was smart because they had that bottom minion wave pushing, and we had to go respond to that or lose that tower.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
So now they start Baron. Braum and I are bottom. We lose our ward on Baron. Mid's pushing too. And they go in and they're terrible, terrible spiders. Must have panicked. So we lose 2 for that. I would bet Cho's gonna die too. Oh, Braum dies. Ooh, shit. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the exit of this fight. Okay, so Gale's gonna go around. Probably doesn't have flash. Does not have flash. Cassidon's gonna telly in, try to steal it. Gale gets it. Cassidon tries to run, dies. Joe starts walking away. Gale dies. Braum tries to walk top. I would guess to try to save them. Slow them maybe. But oh, she's got her ult, so she was thinking maybe that would work. But unfortunately, that's not for her. Cleaning mid. Remember, I was bot getting that turret because I pushed it in. So Dan gets a good bite on Aatrox. Tries to run away. This gangplank is super annoying, man. Okay, at this point, we've got about 30 seconds for our damage dealers to be back up. Except for Luke. So we're clearing mid, letting them have bottom. I think that was a good kill, a good call. If we had died, that would have been terrible. Okay, so they get it.
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Okay, so Cassidon just spawned. So Cho silences all of them. I died pretty quickly. Cassidon gets blown up. Gale comes and saves everybody, or kills everybody. So okay. So this is something I noticed in game because I was dead and watching at the point. Okay, so Kale comes in. She's got a lot of damage. Witchbane, Magnitude, Spectral Ray. Okay, so she's auto-attacking Gangplank. Closest target, maybe. Vayne is quite open. Aatrox is open. Switches to Aatrox. Aatrox runs away. Switches to Janna for a second. Switches away, because, you know, Janna's not the right card. Switches to Vayne. Good, good. Cassidon comes in for a second round, because he just healed up. Braum's tanking some good damage. They switch on Ahri, and then Kale is attacking Aatrox, when Vayne is really the one that's a huge problem. Kill Vayne, great. Kill Aatrox, almost. Also great. With the stun proc, excellent, excellent. And then kill them. So, at this point, they've gotten one Baron, we've gotten one Baron, but we've lost every single team fight. And so they're up 9k, as well as 4 towers. We got one next in town. This game should be over soon. Okay, so we're clearing, we're clearing, we're clearing. Don't have any wards because everybody's full items or no money. Okay, so we know they're in our bottom jungle. Aatrox is mid. Okay, so we start to engage on these people because they're the relatively squishy people, especially Ahri. But we've got these two pushing in mid on us. This was a big oversight on our part. So I see Ethan gets CC'd. I try to go in, I guess, on Janna. But at this point, they're taking our inhibitor. We really needed to just back up and go mid instead. But we try to chase these 2 kills because we got greedy. and we're paying attention to the map. So, come in. We show up on Vayne in the back. Kills me, no problem. We've got Joe, Kale, and Brong trying to get these people. But between Janna and Vayne, it's just kind of too much to handle for us at this point. Vayne's gotten way too fed. Kale is just cleaning up these fights. Great. So I think Kale kills Vayne. Yes, Kale kills Vayne. Yeah, between those 4 items, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so we clear. Ethan tries to go get Ari. I think they've gotten Baron at this point. No, they haven't. Yeah, they're getting Baron. We didn't know that at the time, of course. Okay, so we're still clearing. So we see Ari over there, Janna. We see 4 of them, Aatrox top. Joe runs the long way. We really should have engaged the fight here. That was a perfect time to jump on Vayne. I know Aatrox was coming in, but it was really our last move. So Ari is zoned out over here on the side, and we end up going on the tanks because at this point, I think Cassidy and I are just way too scared to jump in the back line. Not jump into the back line, but jump in the back line. We were relatively open at that point. And so basically, I think the lesson so far is that we need to pay attention to item disparities, like our tanks being not very tanky, and work on vision. If we're going to move through enemy jungle or something, we need to make sure that we know where they are and that we're not going to get engaged upon. And we could use Cassidy to stick closer to us. A lot of times we would say the fight that was here, Cassidy was coming from top lane. I think was cleaning, so that's okay, but we needed to be aware of that. And we got engaged on here, and he tried to come in from the back, but then got zoned out. Mostly because of Janna. Janna's kind of a bitch in that way. We also fought down here in this corridor and lost. We've fought here, lost. So really just we need to work on our team fighting. We just lost all of the team fights after having a pretty substantial lead in laning phase. So we need to work on our mid game. Alright. See you guys later.